Are you and your family looking for something fun to do on a Sudbury Saturday night?
Is it Saturday Sudbury night or Sudbury Saturday night?
Are you and your family looking for something fun to do on a Sudbury Saturday night?
Are you and your family looking for something fun to do on a Sudbury Saturday night? Hot.
Yeah. Hey, welcome, audience, to yet another episode, our fourth episode of the season of Shoresy, the premiere season of Shoresy, because we are hoping there will be lots and lots
There will be
more.
more. There will be more.
There better
There's
be.
no way Crave is going to turn down another season of this when
Yeah.
it was their highest rated thing ever.
Seriously. Yeah, because, don't...
And Hulu's just like, please, please, Crave. Please, please, please. This is the only thing keeping us above Netflix.
I think that it would definitely behoove Crave to keep it up, because I really hope that is the case, because I like it. I like that it's a Canadian company that's really behind this.
Yes.
Because if it was if it was just Hulu straight up,
very different.
it would be very different,
It'd be very
and
different.
it would. Fortunately, it's not Netflix, so
Right.
let's just say that.
All right.
So hey Tiara,
Hey.
what's going on?
Not much. I don't know, just hanging out on Father's Day with, my love and talking some Shoresy, especially, it's actually a perfect episode to record today. I didn't even think about it because it's the family reunion is happening and yeah. Hey, that's cool. Did you do that on purpose?
I don't know, but it's the
Fortuitous.
as I've come up with it is the Pride of Father's 10th weekend.
Yes.
So,
Pride Father's 10th. I like that.
but
That's right. Happy Juneteenth.
happy Juneteenth, happy Father's Day, and happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is Pride weekend here in Portland. So.
Which is still bothering me.
Yeah, I know.
And it bothers a lot of people in Portland.
Oh,
a lot of people are
don't-
protesting
I don't doubt
and going
that.
to Juneteenth stuff instead of going to Pride stuff.
No,
So I'm
but
okay with that.
We got to find the love, but yeah.
Yeah.
So us folks out here can't do a damn thing about it
Nope.
except for just keep loving each other. So anyways, boy, I'd be good to you. So if you want to know, you can find us in places like Twitter, YouTube's, the Instagrams, the TikTok, and Tumblr at How Are You Now Pod on all of those things. If you want to email us for any reason, you can email us at either hosts at howareyouNowPod.com or howareyouNowPod@gmail.com. We also have a phone number where you can leave us a voicemail with any questions, comments, or TR's favorite thing, dad jokes. That phone number is 304-50-FERDA. And if you leave us a message on there, we'll see what we can do about playing you in the air. If you were unaware, we are part of How Are You Now podcast is part of the Podskier Podcast Network. The Shoresy part of the podcast falls under How Are You Now? So we're all in that big happy family, and we have other podcasts going on in there. You can check them out all on podskier.com. If I could, real quick, before we get into it too far, we just did on one of our sibling podcasts, Disputed. We just had a dispute between Ting from Ong Bak versus Beatrix Kiddo, and we'd like you to go vote out there. So if you go to disputedpod.com/TingVKiddo, we need 10 more votes, people. 10 votes. That's all we need. So
if you're listening to this or watching this right now, just go and vote. It doesn't even matter if you listen to the dispute. Like,
yeah, there's
vote for who you love.
Right. And I also created a 3-minute in summary video,
right.
which makes it very simple. Just go watch that video. It really hits all the points that were hit, and then you can go vote, and it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, and you should pay attention to it too, because in Disputed, Wayne is a part of this.
Yes, Wayne will be coming.
This bracket.
Wayne will be coming.
He was actually, by those of you who listened to both shows or paid attention to Twitter, y'all voted Wayne in first seed, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, we really want to get to that and see who gets to fight Wayne.
Yeah. Our next one up, though, after once the Ting v Kiddo is settled, Reacher versus Rama, and I'm stoked about that one. So. Anyway, and our music here on the show is done by Light the Lamp. Go check them out in all their places. They're out on Twitter and they're on Bandcamp and other places that you can listen to music. They are a fantastic hockey punk group out of Pennsylvania. I think it's Harrisburg, if I remember correctly. They are really great guys. Have been with us for a long time, so go check them out. So so what do you say we get into the introduction of our guest then? Huh?
Sounds good.
What do you think? So hey, Rene.
Good, and you?
So dumb.
So dumb.
So dumb. How you
It's kind
doing?
of a trip not having that. Sorry, at the
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, not so bad. And yourself? Huh?
I am quite what? For what? Anyway, so as we like to do here, not just on How Are You Now, but here on Shoresy, we like to introduce our guest. Rene's been with us just bazillions times on How Are You Now. He's also part of our table read.
Pass.
Puff, pass,
Gimme,
Rene.
gimme.
You
And
guys don't call me your resident joint boy for no reason.
True story.
Oh,
there's no
don't.
joint boy in Sudbury. Anyway, so Rene, tell us about yourself, and just in case no one has met you yet from How Are You Now, and then give us some plugs of what you're doing.
My name's Rene Encarnacion. Follow me on all my social medias at Bet You I Did. I am one of the hosts of the Perfectly Misfit podcast. It's a podcast that I started after being asked to join multiple other shows and then being promptly asked to leave those shows. We're like, oh, you'd be a great fit, and then you're perfect for the show, blah blah blah. And then like 4 episodes later, they're like, hey man, yeah, thanks for your efforts. And it's like, cool, you know what? I'm gonna start my own shit. Can't get kicked off of my own shit. It's me and my buddy Dan. We are two just army bros when it comes down to best buddies, but we live halfway across the country from each other. And so this is our bonding time. We talk 3 major topics every week. Besides, current events, we talk about podcasts that we've listened to over the past week, movies or TV shows we've watched, and food that we've either consumed or that we've consumed that we've either cooked or maybe like a new restaurant that we find. We try to stick to, mom and pop kind of restaurants and give them shout outs to our local things. But huge announcement. I don't know if you guys saw, but next week we're having our biggest guest ever. A couple weeks ago we had Zach Amico. That was huge. He is a producer, director on for Trauma films. He does like
cool.
B-rated fucking horror films. Yeah.
Nice.
And that was awesome having him on. But next Wednesday, please tune in, guys. We're gonna have the guitarist from a little band called Bad Wolves. Bad Wolves covered Zombie a couple years ago, and that video on YouTube currently has 452 million views.
Is that all?
Yeah, just a few.
Pump up those numbers.
So dumb. It's got dumb numbers. But yeah, Doc Coyle, who actually just happens to be a buddy of mine, dude, used to freaking sling me drinks in a metal bar in Duff's when he in Brooklyn when he was just in the band God Forbid. That band unfortunately broke up because I love that band. That's why I say unfortunately. But I guess to the benefit of him, him and his buddies formed Bad Wolves, and I'm going to be blessed with having him on the show next week. So
are they fans of Doctor Who?
Right, I was going to ask that.
I have no clue, but I don't think it's a reference to Doctor Who,
because that was a big reference on Doctor Who for quite a while.
A few years ago, yeah.
So yeah, it was because Bad Wolf was.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'll ask him when I have him on the show. So tune in Wednesday to find out, I guess.
Right on.
But yeah. Besides that, you can catch me on these shows. My other friend's show, The Shit Talking Cunts, is something I pop in on a lot. Yeah, but that's me in a nutshell. Or this is me in a nutshell.
How did I get in this nutshell? Bloody nutshell.
I made it in a bloody nutshell this big.
Gotta love a old
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers reference. Yeah. our other favorite Wayne. So without getting really in much detail, just because we don't want to spoil anything, but feeling wise, what is your feeling about Shoresy? I mean, before it came out and now that you've watched it all, what is your?
I was extremely apprehensive because most spin-offs just suck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had high hopes because it's fucking Kiso. It's like,
Sure.
dude's been cranking these out, and it's like I feel like it's a new generation of Trailer Park Boys is what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's very Canadian, but it's a completely different thing, which is even funnier now I think about it. Who was on this episode, and he was on Trailer Park Boys as well.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, yeah, he played J-Rock. J-Rock is in this episode, and you might not recognize him, which is great. Yeah, I'm very happy with the end result, and I also like. I mean, it's a very short season, which is annoying, and kind of like today's episode, there are episodes where there's just a lot of like noise. Like there is a bit of a story progression, but it's just like I really look forward to the dialogue in this fucking show. Like it's so smart.
Yeah. So yeah, some of them are not very dialogue heavy, like as today as an example, is one of those. But there's still a lot of visual storytelling going on there.
Yeah, it's great. I love the branding that they're doing now. And I love they're bringing in like real life celebrities, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
And did you guys know about the Panini shop? Who owns it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like that's just actually, and that's in past episodes.
Say it out loud.
Yeah.
Say it
But
out
yeah,
loud.
fucking Tyson's fucking
Jay
Tyson
Burton
and
and his wife.
what's his name?
Yeah. Jay
And,
Burton and his wife.
Yeah, like it's so awesome.
And it is home of the Pitter Patter Panini.
Panini!
The world famous.
Oh God, you just can't lose with Tierney.
Nope, not
Yep.
at all.
Yeah, he's anything, he just has to, he's like the garnish. He's like that little spice that you just sprinkle in there.
Yeah, not garnish. It's better than garnish.
Whatever.
Garnish is just show. Like
Oh.
I feel like JJ is a little garnish. on
We've
this.
had somebody show up. Boom.
Hi.
Awesome has kicked in the door. She's here.
Hi, awesome.
Bonjour. Salut.
Bonjour. Awesome. Rene. Dean. Tiara.
Anyway.
Panini!
Benny Coach.
All right. Anyway, so real quick, last week was season 1, episode 3. Know your role. Just a little quick recap. Basically, it's Shoresy's kind of idea of the team and him bringing that to life, and what they're going to do, and how he's seen, and how Sanguinette is seen, and how that has now flowed over them losing their Tinder and all that other stuff. Anything else you would say about last episode?
No, that's about right.
Okay. And thanks to my cousin-in-law, Chris Churchman, for joining us. It was
I'd say, Tiara, did you actually hit the joint? Because I didn't. You just went real melt. That's good.
that's where she is every time before we get started.
This is what I do. But that's also
She rolled
explains
up a 40 session.
the bursts of talking.
Save me some just little not so stemmy,
Some of that swaggy.
Swaggy, not so stemmy. Yeah, seriously. Like the first time we watched this episode, I was like, none of those are real, are they? What was the Tommy Chong one though? Like, I want there to be.
It was Panatella Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is. But anyway, let's. Why don't we get into the episode?
I think we need to get into it, huh?
Yeah, let's do the recap, and then we'll get into what we all think about it. So, everybody take a deep breath, and now we're going into the deep dive of season 1, episode 4. If you can't win, don't play. We open up at the top of the arena stands with Nat, Meeg, and Zieg attempting to film a promotional clip for the team. First in the chair, Shoresy. They're trying everything to do to make a video that will inspire the community to come out and see them. The sluts are just not quite living up to that ideal. Finally, Nat decides to bring out the whole team and have Shoresy just speak from the heart. This is what pleases Nat. From there, after the title screen, we find ourselves with a group of people dancing in what appears to be either a rec center or maybe a church basement. The dancing crowd parts to show two teenage girls who are doing a dance routine. As they're getting going, Shoresy starts dancing backwards into the routine, upsetting the both of them. And then from there, we cut to a table in the rec hall or whatever it is. Shoresy's being told off by one of the girls in the dance routine. Her name is Kayla, and Shoresy is her uncle. In the background is a hand-painted sign that says Shore House Family Reunion. This is where we also meet some other new people, Morris, Carrie, and Free. An older gentleman walks up to the table. All of them refer to him as Pop. This is Mr. Shore, and he's played by Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall. He is Shoresy's foster dad, as well as the dad to Morris, Carrie, and Free. From there, Mr. Shore takes his place at the podium in the front of the hall. There is also a screen there for him to display slides. He welcomes everyone to the family reunion and starts his presentation of his foster family. His first, Shoresy. Shoresy is a youngster who is a bit chubby. He'd love to eat. Mr. Shore really gets into how fat Shoresy used to be. Free, however, is not a fan of this conversation.
I hate this story. Don't be fat and feel better.
Yeah, let's figure out what makes you feel good.
His second foster child was Morris, who everyone affectionately refers to as Big Mo, Big Mo. Because of Shoresy's eating, Morris nicknamed Shoresy Waffle, and it stuck.
Waffle.
Yeah. Mo worked with Shoresy to help him get some exercise. They would compete against each other all the time. After all of Shoresy's efforts, it paid off, and he lost a great deal of weight. However, Mo was not the brightest person around. When Mr. Shore got his third foster child, Carrie, who everyone calls Care Bear.
Care Bear, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Care Bear countdown. 4,
All
3, 2,
right.
1. I can't
All
do
right.
it. 4.
I did just smoke an entire joint in a minute. All right, give me a break here.
Mix up a 40 session. She helped. So Carrie helped Mo with flirting. We find out that Carrie is a lesbian and engaged to Free, her foster sister. Free is very defensive about this whole thing going into it. Nobody said a word, but she's already on the defensive. Mr. Shore lets Free know that there's nothing wrong for them to get married, Free and Carrie. However, he lets them know that there's no way that they weren't going to take the piss out of him. So.
Yeah, and I love the part where he goes, "You guys aren't really sisters, right?"
And looks at them and they're like,
right?
No.
So,
and for those who haven't seen the episode, we're spoiling it already. One is black and one is Asian.
Yes.
So
anyway, so after Mr. Shore says everything is okay, Free kisses Carrie, but Shoresy has a quick little parting shot for this.
Get a room, you fucking sister wife.
So from there, the scene changes to Pepe Panini, Sanguinette, Laurence Leboeuf, and JJ are all sitting at the table chatting about Shoresy's foster upbringing. JJ leaves to go piss, and then two fellas right out of the 70s walk through the front door. They immediately recognize Laurence Leboeuf and say her name a number of times.
Laurence Leboeuf.
They mainly speak French. They introduce themselves as Rene Nadeau and Benoit Brodeur, played by Benoit Brodeur. Played by Jonathan Torrance and Jacob Tierney, respectively. Remy does the plays-by-play, and Benny does the couleurs because they handle all of JJ's games. Remy asked Laurence if she had heard about Le Son Nudo had mentioned JJ in her TikTok video. A number of Instagram pics are then shown of Le Son. She's an attractive starlet. Also from Quebec, Laurence is very much displeased at this. Remy and Benny excuse themselves to go get paninis.
Peter Panini.
So we cut to a sidewalk a little bit later. Out of the door that's facing the sidewalks comes Dolo, Goody, and Hitch. They take a few steps outside. We pan back to see Phil from the Colson. He's if you remember, the muscly bald dude there in his SUV, turns on his lights at the boys who stop and turn around to see who it is. Then from outside the arena, the scene changes to Laurence walking up to the front door. She stops and looks back at a black SUV that's parked on the other side of the street. Le Son Nudo gets out of the vehicle and heads towards Laurence's way. From there, we cut quickly, and all this is just music going on. We cut quickly to an alleyway. Its headlights show Dolo with a vehicle pulling into an alleyway, showing Dolo, Goody, and Hitch having a brawl with Phil and his buddies. Cut back to the outside of the arena. Laurence watches Lassonde as she gets closer. Lassonde grins a snarky little grin at Laurence and just saunters by her. Back at the alleyway, Sanguinette jumps from the vehicle to get in the fight. He gets jumped immediately. Finally, we cut back to the players' entrance in the arena. Shoresy is walking in. Shoresy sees Laura Moore pouring some booze into her drink and quickly makes it look as if he didn't notice her by pretending that he's having a conversation with somebody else.
Oh my God, no way. Laura Moore's the hottest girl in Sudbury, you fucking idiot. Oh my God. Oh, hey, Laura.
I love that. That's like the oh hi Mark. Oh, hey Laura.
Oh, hey, Laura.
Shoresy tries his best to ask Laura out. She's not having it, so she doesn't date sluts. She chuckles and bids Shoresy farewell. Just then, Nat, Meeg, and Zeke walk up and holler at Shoresy for showing up 5 minutes before warm-up. They're asking if just because they won one, does he feel like that's okay? He's like, yeah. Nat instructs him that from then on, he will arrive no later than 30 minutes before warm-up. He asks why, and she tells him to ride the bike. He's confused, so she shows him. They head to a workout room. Nat, Meeg, and Zeke lead Shoresy into the workout room. The sponsors of the Blueberry Festival were so excited about their win that they decided to buy the team spin bikes as well as weight equipment and things like that. Shoresy looks around and basically says to Nat, nobody's going to use this. Nat, a little bit upset and brought back down to earth, agrees. They have a bit of chuckle at how fire up the festival people were to bring all this stuff in. Nat reiterates that she wants all the players in at least 30 minutes before. She wants Shoresy to inform the team, and when he responds for her to tell them, she responds that they aren't there. She then tells him to come with her. They're walking back down the arena back hallway and start heading to somewhere else down the hall. She asks Shoresy if they're going to beat the North Bay. Says yes. As they continue walking down the hall, they cross paths with Fish, who's taping his stick up. Shoresy just nonchalantly pantses him. Shoresy reminds Meeg and Zig to try to get a hold of the boys again. Nat then tells Shoresy that she's got a new Tindy. Shoresy walks down and sees that it's Michael's. Tempers immediately flare, and Nat tells them both to shut up. She then tells Shoresy to apologize.
Listen, you're going to apologize to him.
For what? For what?
And you're going to apologize to him, and then you're not going to talk to him anymore.
I don't want to talk to him fucking ever.
Oh, good, because I don't want to talk to him either.
Oh, give your balls a tug.
Shoresy.
And he should be apologizing to me.
What the fuck? Excuse me.
Excuse me.
For what?
For being such a fucking loser.
You know what? That's it.
Fucking tit fucker.
I'm out.
Yeah, take your balls with you, pheasant.
Shoresy, apologize or we fold.
You can't just hold that over my head every time you need something.
Yes, she can.
Well, she can, but she shouldn't.
We need him.
Oh, and I just got this from Awesome. Panatellas are a type of cigar. So I guess if you're making a blunt, that's what you're using, Panatellas. So there you go. Thank you, Awesome. Because I was actually going to look that up, but ran out of time. Anyway, after hearing that Tindy quit, Shoresy finally gives in and gives apologies to Michaels, but very reluctantly. Michaels then accepts Shoresy's apology, and Shoresy immediately turns his attention to the missing boys. In slow motion, the camera pans past the alleyway where the boys were fighting before, and now it's empty. We cut to Shoresy, Jim, and Michaels on the ice, all getting warmed up, along with the North Bay players. And Shoresy keeps chirping at their North Bay's team captain Keller for having a huge C. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, so the C on. So here's my C, which is, I don't know, what was that, about 3 inches? That's not 2 inches. I've seen 2 inches, but it's a huge one. Anyway, so he's out there making fun of it.
It's like a 5-inch C on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Bigger doesn't make it better.
Maybe it's 5.15
It's not
inches.
tits.
It's not tits.
That's one of my favorite lines.
Anyway, so walking back into the stadium from the hallway, Nat asks Meeg and Zeke if they've heard anything yet from the boys. They have not. Back on the home bench, the ladies walk out there and look up, and they see the arena is about an eighth full. Shoresy skates up to the bench to find out what's going on.
Do we have a chance without them?
Oh, hang on. That I must have missed part of that. So I'm sorry. So they walk out and he says, "What the fuck, Nat?" And then they ask because the boys haven't shown up, and he's then asked,
Do we have a chance without them?
he shakes his head, no.
You fucking plug. So what do we do?
You can't win, don't play.
What?
They're all processing that for a very long time until Nat just says, "What? What?" Anyway, so we cut to the reporter's box. Benny and Remy are in there chatting up during the warm-ups. They chat about JJ and Laurence Leboeuf, which you really can't understand what they're saying. They don't even try to.
It's not proper French, yeah.
It's not
There's
proper.
some French words in there,
Yeah.
and definitely some slang that
Lots
probably
of-
is Quebecois.
Quebecois. Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Okay.
But most of it is gibberish.
So they look down and see on the ice that Shoresy is the lone bulldog there, and has taken a knee, having a standoff with Keller because apparently there's a
Stevie Wonder superstition.
Yeah, a Stevie Wonder superstition that the last, you kind of want to be the last one to leave the ice type of thing, and so they're having this little standoff. Keller slowly skates up to Shoresy and starts putting his stick in his face. Finally, Shoresy grabs a stick, swings his, and basically which starts a fight. The Gems jump out immediately as the other team comes off the bench. Shoresy sticks Keller in the balls, and then all of the Northmen take to the ice. The fight continues as the Northmen come into the Bulldogs bench.
And we watch more bulldogs come out of the back, and
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Oh no!
Oh, so yeah, c'est franglais. That's what Awesome says. I agree.
Sure.
Very much la franglais.
Laurence Leboeuf.
Laurence Leboeuf. That's going to be the next thing.
There's so many.
That'll
Like
be
there
the
wasn't a
dumb.
whole lot of dialogue in this, but there's a lot of little one-off
So dumb.
pieces.
So as I said, we finally get to meet a parent. in this whole fucking as I heard somebody say universe.
I like that actually. I think wasn't that Trevor?
I don't know who that was.
might have been
It may
Trevor.
have been. I just remember Al from Produce Stand saying something about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. The universe. Anyway, Scott Thompson from Kids in the Hall.
That blew my mind. I was so happy.
I was just wondering how fucking psyched was Kiso to have Thompson
Right?
on his show. I mean, yeah, that was amazing. So so now we've got a second starlet, which Rene pointed out earlier to me that I didn't know Lassonde Nudo was an actual person. I thought that was somebody else playing. I'm like, how would you get? That's crazy to me that they're getting two people to basically play themselves.
Starlets.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Quebec starlet.
and I've said when I saw her, I'm like, she reminded me a lot of Bonnie McMurray, but she also was very much taller, and I'm like, yeah, it's like they put Bonnie McMurray and Anik together in one person, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
And I'm
very
happy.
similar looks to both of them.
I'm
And,
happy.
and
I don't know. In this house, we're definitely team redhead.
yeah,
So-
oh, definitely, Team redhead with the chin dimple. Oh my.
Yeah, if you got a chin dimple, you're like on his tops.
I
don't know
take
what
her
it
out. I would take her out for Caribbean food any day,
is. Oh yeah, and Laura Moore too. Yeah.
or a nice assorted tempura.
Right? Nobody's
So-
ever taken me out for assorted tempura.
I just take you out for one
One kind of
one
tempura.
kind of
Fine.
tempura.
You're getting shrimp, and that's it.
Yes, pretty much.
So apparently Shoresy had a very big foster family. We don't know if all of those are
So-
foster children of Mr.
Just-
Shore.
So knowing how foster families work, I've had a lot of I've been thinking a lot about how that would work, right? Because Shore took his foster father's name, which means probably either he was adopted by him or once he became an adult, he took that name legally. Either way, you know, that's Shoresy's dad, whether it's foster or adoptive or
Yeah.
whatever. My theory is that the 3 kids that he highlighted were the 3 that he adopted out of all of the kids that he fostered over the years. And that's why he highlighted them as these were the 3 that I had the longest. These were the ones that started the family, that sort of thing. But yeah, there were a lot of people there that obviously were not younger than Mr. Shore.
Mhm.
So like, is that more of his family
Well,
that
it's-
also?
Well, it did say Shore foster family reunion. Is that what
Right.
yeah. So,
So
I mean,
is it all
it's-
of their adoptive families, or maybe
well,
their
maybe
birth families?
maybe the
or...
Shore family is known for having lots of foster kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean, that was obviously
I
some
love
character
that it's a
building.
single dad.
Yeah.
I love that. You don't really see that in foster families, honestly.
Yeah.
But I love that it's a single dad. Like I said in the last episode, I am not a fan of some of the humor that they have towards each other. But I also, that's why I wanted you to put that one quote in there. Like, I hate the shaming,
Yeah.
but I get what they were going at. And that's absolutely what families can be with each other. Like, they wouldn't be able to say that about someone else and get away with it, but they can say that about each other,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, like, I get that. I get it. Don't like it, but I get
That's very much a bro kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
And I am very much not a bro.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Renee, you fucking dick.
Hey,
pussy.
I can call my friends and myself a bitch. I can call
Right.
them anything, but, you know, nobody else can call them. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
And that's what it is, I think, for the most part. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, especially when you're teenage boys together, there's a lot more rubbing it in,
Right.
you know,
Hey,
especially
Dean, what comes after 1,000?
2000.
1,001. God, so dumb.
So dumb. But he owns a Tim Hortons.
That's
You
right.
can't be too dumb. Like,
I hope Care Bear's
Owner
doing his accounting.
operator.
Care Bear is a social worker.
Well, maybe she's doing it on the side. Who knows? Maybe Free's doing it. We don't know what Free did.
We don't know what Free's doing. We know that Free smokes pot.
Yes.
That's about all we really know about Free. And
Sounds
loves her
like a Bob
foster
Marley
sister.
fan.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah,
that
so-
there are other kids that he fostered for. Like, Free was only there for 1.5 years. That makes me feel like, oh, okay, so Carrie was probably there for a really long time.
Yeah.
Which kind of led to me thinking that maybe she was one of the adopted or one of the very earliest. And, you know, anyway, they all call him Dad.
Yeah. Well, and yeah. Oh gosh, now I've lost it. I'm sure I'll find it again. But yeah. Anything you noticed at all in this,
In
Renee?
that part,
Well, in any of this
I've
part?
got a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of little notes.
Sorry. Pass.
No.
Pass.
Well, I will say that it was. It's good to see Zieg getting more excited. You know, for it. I mean, she seems like she's starting something positive. You know, she does kind of say, "Well, it wasn't a quarter of the seats filled, but let's
She
go
was
with it.
still being
Well, let's-
optimistic.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
she was like,
we'll go with 8,
okay.
an 8th. Yeah,
I
don't
love
even think it was an 8th.
The interaction with Shoresy and the sisters, and like
Mhm.
how like the one, I forget their names, like how the
Zeke and
one
Zieg.
Zeke, right? I think Zeke really fucking hates him, right? Like she's the one who's always giving him shit.
Yeah, she's the one who's always angry.
Like I love that dynamic. It's just like she's one of the bros basically, but like
Right.
she's like giving him shit, and he's like, "Fuck you!" Like for what? Like all the for what's like from him. He's like, "Come on, I'm trying to do good here," and just for what am I getting yelled at now? Like fuck. That's one of my favorite moments of this entire season. Like every time the for what. Check out Dean on TikTok, by the way. You're really into the for whats.
Huh?
For what?
For what?
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. This is I really wanted this episode. Before we started the episode, we said like there's a lot going on in this episode, but at the same time, it is a lot of just the dumb shit.
So it was, yeah, thanks for correcting me. Also, yeah, it is Shore House family, and I know I wrote it down, but I thought it said Foster as well. But and now, yeah. Anyways,
Awesome, the trivia queen coming to the rescue.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking some of the other adults that obviously were not foster kids of his, maybe were like other family members of the kids who were foster kids, or his family members that also do stuff. I don't know.
Words.
Words.
Yeah, this episode was great. That's really, I wanted, keeping with my tradition from How Are You Now, with doing all the Dick episodes and Jonathan Torrance being in this one. I was like, this was perfect. And I loved the family reunion part. It was so great. Like just seeing that weird twist. Like not only is he adopted, but he's got like a black sister. I feel like that changes your whole fucking mindset. Like being raised with like a whole different fucking culture. Like
It was it United Colors of Benetton.
yeah.
The Benetton colors.
Ross Lebel. And God, and also
Sanudo Remenudo.
he's used a commentary. He does the colors, the place by place. Great.
Yeah, that what did you so and I'm sure if anybody's watching, listening, does Quebec really have a 70s style everywhere?
Yeah, it did seem like it, didn't it?
I mean, you look at Remy and Benny, they walk right out of the 70s. That big fucking jacket that Tierney's wearing.
I love it.
The hair and the handlebar. Well,
the
not
ponytail on Torrance.
Yeah,
like just messy ponytail back there.
And
with,
then
like,
it's
the
like
hair
greased
swept
over.
across.
That was so weird. And like these guys are already fucking priming me to fucking play that on our next table read. Like, oh shit.
But yeah, the
my wig budget's getting out of hand here.
Just use some paper, just or some fabric, just drape it across.
Yeah, exactly. Just I'm sure we can get some of that Murray's.
Actually, you know what? Awesome's got a good note there. Yeah, I think she's actually kind of right, because like one of the big hockey announcers here in the NHL's like he brought back the mullet during the pandemic.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, and then one of the other fucking announcers, he does it from home. He records from home, and like he's always in a suit in a wine cellar. Like he has it's like what the fuck? Yeah, what year is this?
It's like Lindsay recording in the closet.
Yeah, it's it's funny because it's got to be a hockey sportscaster though. So so for those who are just listening, it's Awesome says I think that's just sportscasters, which I would say and Don Cherry with his fucking jackets and all this shit.
Yeah, but he's like the last one, and Stephen A. Smith will put on like a suit and shit, but he's just absurd. Nobody wants to listen to him anyway.
But yeah, I mean, if you look, like when I look at NFL or soccer, it's like they have like just a standard suit or whatever it is, that they. So yeah, it's kind of. So I'm wondering if it's just really it's a hockey thing more than anything. I mean, aside from the hockey and roller derby, have the colorful people doing the announcing.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am kind of curious. I know you played hockey for a minute there, Rene, but probably not in the way that they're doing, where the whole standoff thing, where the Stevie Wonder superstition, where they're both kind of having a standoff on who leaves the ice last.
Yeah, no, that I played roller hockey and it was in Manhattan, so like
yeah,
we don't got time for that shit. We got like rink time, and then we're gonna eventually we have to get the fuck off the rink. So we can't be doing that shit. And parents got other things to do and take their kids to do. So but no, I have seen that. I feel like
what do they call that? And I'm sure if you don't know, I'm sure Awesome will find it here in a second.
Yeah, I'm sure Awesome will come. I really don't know the phrase for it, but it is just literally last man off the ice kind of thing, where like it's a bad look, especially like if you're the captain, you're supposed to be on there as the last person to get off. But I don't see it always happen. That's the one thing. So I wonder if maybe it's like a playoffs thing, like maybe like
Could be.
something they really enforce or some. I'm guessing it also depends on team to team. I bet some captains don't give a shit and just want to go hit the bar.
Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. I mean, obviously, we know what Shoresy was doing as a delaying tactic.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely. And so I guess that was the other thing was I was wondering when I guess I got confused for a second there. Where I thought like, did they play the game? Because I've been to a couple NHL games in my life, and I don't remember them leaving the ice after warm-ups.
Awesome. So it's an intimidation tactic, especially if you're rivals.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. It depends on team to team.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they call it a standoff because it wouldn't be a face-off because the face-off is when you drop the puck. So,
yeah.
So yeah, that's because I do think I remember somebody saying standoff or something like that. But I could be wrong. I have been before. As like I said, I have been married 3 times now. So
talk about a standoff.
You did better on the third try.
Yeah, third time's a charm. See? There you go. And I'm happy. I'm happier than I ever been. So
first
there
two
you
were just a bit outside.
Yep.
A swing and a miss.
The first one was kind of a ball that you swung at.
First one was a starter marriage.
Yeah, the second one was a big strike.
Yeah.
But
swinging for the fences there, Dean. Just keep swinging.
Yep.
So you hit that home run. Tiara.
So so I had never heard about the huge C as a captain. That was even a thing to make fun of. That was new to me. And Shoresy still keeping up with his pantsing game with pantsed fish.
I love that fish didn't even stop to pull up his pants. He just rolled his eyes and walked into the.
And he just kept as he's wrapping up his fucking his hockey stick.
So, because this is the second time we've seen Shoresy pants somebody. Somebody else as he was going to go meet Laura in the doghouse the second episode. So, yeah, just running around pantsing people, as you do. But yeah, what did you guys think about Michaels?
I mean, so whiny,
so dumb.
So dumb.
He just. I mean, I understand that he's
Nat.
Right. I understand that he is like had a broken heart and like he tries to be like this nice guy, but like
he's a doormat.
He's such a doormat and he's so annoying about it. Like, Nat, he wasn't supposed to say anything to me, Nat.
Fucking her.
Oh my god, it's like a little kid who is.
I'd be good if I don't get to talk about this guy right now. Like, and it was like a lot towards the end, and I just rewatched the episode 5 minutes before we started this show. So like, that was my least favorite. I was like, ugh, fucking nails on a fucking chalkboard. That fucking guy.
Yeah.
It was interesting watching him doing his warm up. I mean, it was taking it, he takes it seriously that he's getting ready and he's doing his little, his bend downs and all that kind of stuff that he's got to do is playing Tindy. And I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes and see how that comes out in the end. But yeah, it was a very good one. Watching to see, because you're basically putting almost, I guess, at this point, mortal enemies at each other. Words. So, they're both having to find that equal ground and,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Nat's fucking, like, just keep fucking with Shoresy and holding, we're going to fold if you don't say sorry.
Yeah.
That part was annoying as shit to me as well. I'm like, fuck, like, god damn, how much do you want to break Shoresy? Like, he's fucking carrying the goddamn team right about now.
Right?
Guy a fucking break. Tell this fucking tit fucker to pull his fucking his balls a tug,
Now this is something that I brought up in our last watch as TR and I were watching.
Oh, and shout out to Big Sexy, just because I'm not on any, like, god damn.
Fucker.
Right.
I feel like, by the way, before I forget to mention that, and like, That is the greatest addition, adding like a fucking a pet with a personality. It's not just shitting in the fucking living room,
Right.
on the floorboards.
Right. Yeah, big shout out to Big Sexy.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry.
So when Dolo, Hitch, and Goody walk out of that door,
Right.
and then Phil and his buddies turn on the lights, and they turn around and stop. So
Why?
why would they stop?
Mhm.
Number one, they know they got to get to their game. I mean, why would
Maybe they felt maybe it was somebody giving him a ride. Because like that's kind of like in a small town, I feel like somebody pulls up and somebody shines the lights on you. It's kind of something you're just going to react to naturally.
Yeah. Renee's got to talk shit about Gus one more time, Renee. I fucking did.
Somebody get this fucking girl a puppers. Jesus.
Yeah. Awesome will toss the mitts for sure. So,
Or about Gus? Hell yeah.
hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Just like Shoresy. We care about them dogs better. We're just like Wayne. We care about them dogs better.
So, TR, what else you got?
Oh my God. Okay.
Get after it.
All right. So I'm just going to go kind of in order of what I wrote because it's like as I was watching it, I just like wrote down little notes. But in the open, when they were doing the filming, was Kisa holding his breath? His neck kept turning purple.
Oh, when he was just sitting there?
His breath. Right. When he was just standing. Was he holding his breath?
Here's a good. Awesome just said Sanguinet was already on his way over to pick them up, and maybe they thought it was him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In a small town like that.
Yeah, he did pull up and see them and get out.
Yeah.
In a small, I feel like in a small town, that's like a sign, like, oh hey, like I'm flashing my lights at you to get your attention.
But they just forgot that for the last week or so they've been riding around in his black Jeep, and then they aren't the brightest guys in the world. So
well, I mean, it's
where you at, old man?
But they are still fucking hockey. They're still hockey players. So even if they saw that it was an enemy, they're gonna fight no matter what. It's not like they're gonna run.
Yeah. In real life, they might not have, but this is not real life, baby. This is how the story can happen. Remember?
So the story can happen.
This is how the story can happen.
Go watch some Ryan George.
Hey, Ryan George, you should watch us.
Yes.
I love how whenever social media comes up on either Letterkenny or Shoresy, they like make verbs out of it. Like someone Facebooked someone Twittered someone. And I don't know why I love that so much, but it's so
Shawn Mendes.
I didn't quite understand that, but when she was like, but I'm a believer, I'm like, okay, so that must be some kind of like that's a generational thing I'm not getting.
You've never heard believer?
No, I know
Shawn
believer.
Mendes.
Shawn Mendes, I don't know.
Okay.
And I feel like I've heard the name, but I could not tell you who it was.
That's definitely a pop artist. I couldn't tell you a single song he's done, but I definitely knew that name. It's funny. I just ran to my fridge and I had a joint boy moment. I bought a box of sticks and had them in the freezer, but that was like 2 weeks ago, and I think I might have eaten my last one because I was going to bust it out on this episode.
So yeah, Shawn Mendes is a Canadian singer fella.
Oh, there you go.
So
yeah,
they're both
I'm
Canadian,
sure it's
aren't
like
they?
something that maybe Natalie
both
brought
of
up
them.
once or something like that. Because like I know Bieber because Natalie hated him so much. But anyway, so I have a theory about the actor who plays JJ.
Yes.
So in just about every episode that JJ's in, he's like stoned. Like he's kind of staring off into space, or he's concentrating really hard on something, or maybe trying not to laugh. My theory is that he cannot keep a straight face around a lot of these things. And so like they keep doing takes and takes until they're finally like, okay, you don't say anything. And because in this one, he's there for like a split second. And then Tierney and Torrance come in and he's like, gotta pee. And he's like out. Like, I don't think he could keep a straight face during that scene. And so they were like, just go to the bathroom.
I could see that.
Because there's like the last episode when no, it was like the second episode when they were all standing around calling their parents. He's staring down and then he's like, fuck. Like after like a long beat because he's like, I'm waiting for my line, waiting for my line. Yeah. Waiting for my line, waiting for my line. Tabarnak. So Which I find endearing because
and he's always like out. You have to repeat things to him, so he's another one. That's another one that's like he would say, "Huh,"
right?
or like something. Like
We'll get to the huh.
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, Laura Moore. She said multiple times to him that she doesn't date sluts. Would she date him if he wasn't a slut? Like, if he wasn't a hockey player, do you think she'd be like, okay, I'd give you a chance?
Nah.
No?
No.
Okay.
I think honestly, I think even if he's not playing anymore, he's a slut for life. So
Okay.
it's kind of like being a Marine,
I got you. And then the last one was the huzz. So, because you brought up
more, yeah.
Dean, you brought up that because I'm always seeing autism everywhere, autistic stuff. I like watching Shoresy. Dean was like, he doesn't seem like he's malicious when he's saying "huh," and I'm like, yeah, it's like he's got a processing disorder where it takes him a minute to catch up with what you asked him, to realize that you're talking to him. Like, and I do that. I absolutely, if I do not know that you're talking to me, it's like, huh? Wait, I did hear what you said. Okay, let me answer you now.
It's kind of a way to pause.
So, to let your brain catch up to whatever is happening in the moment. And that makes total sense because, Shoresy's not in any way like the brightest or, like he's just kind of a regular dude and he doesn't seem malicious when he's doing the huh or, me? Like he genuinely, in my opinion, probably just is a little bit not quite processing everything at the same speed and so does not understand that he knows he's being an asshole, but he thinks he's showing love. But you know what I mean? Like there's things like that over and over. He thinks he's doing these things because he was taught that this is how you show love. This is how you show respect. This is how, you do that. The huhs probably came out of that where he's like, I don't know what you said, huh? Okay, now I know what you said. So.
He's got so many things going on in his head that he's because he's thinking, okay, what am I doing? And what? Oh,
right. Well, and when it's an audio processing thing, it's not that you don't hear it; it's that you can't understand it.
Right.
It can be, you could say "I love you" to somebody, but if they are not paying exact attention to you when you're saying it, it might take them a minute to realize that those three words together mean what they mean.
Right.
I think it's also like part of the fact that he is now in senior league. So that means he's been playing hockey for the past 15, 20 years, and sure he's gotten quite a few fucking knocks to the noggin.
Absolutely. Which can cause audio processing.
Yeah, been quite a few scraps that fucking
a lot of processing, actually.
Shoresy has definitely been in a few scraps in his fucking lifetime.
One or two. He's obviously taken at least a stick or a puck to the mouth.
Let's be honest for a second. I was in roller derby for like 5 years and never played it on a level like Shoresy plays, and I had like 4 concussions throughout all of that and broken ribs. Like this isn't, yeah, exactly. That's what processing disorders are. Awesome said Shoresy has a 1.5 second lag. That's exactly what it is. It takes an extra second or two for him to understand what you're saying or that you're talking to him, which is why it's like, me? What'd I do? Like he wasn't on the same page as you. Exactly. He wasn't on the same page as you at the beginning of that conversation. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, you're talking about me. So like I have been in that situation because I definitely have, especially when there's any noise around. If I'm not like watching you talk, I'm probably not hearing what you're saying to me.
Yeah.
So.
Which is why a lot of us have to have closed captions on.
Yep. That is exactly why I have closed captions on.
I watch
it screws
everything.
Me up when they do the wrong word.
Even YouTube I watch with fucking closed captions on. Fuck that.
Yep.
But like people like me who watch the captions so that we can understand what the words on the screen are happening, and then they get the word wrong.
Yeah.
It actually really fucks me up. Like I understand that hearing impaired probably didn't hear the words, and so that's all the first time. But because my brain is seeing a different word than what I heard, it now becomes something that rattles around in my head.
Well, it's kind of like it's like in that first clip, this one here.
I hate this story. Don't be fat and feel better.
Yeah, let's figure out what makes you feel good.
Right. Let's figure out what makes you feel good on the captions.
But it's nah.
But it's nah. It's figure out what makes you feel good.
Right.
Which
Which is
it made me
very-
happy that they didn't try to make up fake words for the French part at the end. When it just
And it
turned
was
into
just,
all gibberish. I'll don't do that. And it was just like, all right, they did put in the few things that they really actually meant to say and made
Right.
like meant to be heard. But everything else was just gibberish.
Jibba jabba.
Jibba jabba. You caught me there, Dean.
What else you got, babe?
That is it.
That's it?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the stuff I wrote down we talked about as we were going too. So, there was not, like you said, there wasn't a lot. There was a lot in this episode, but there wasn't a lot in like a lot of it was describing what we were seeing and understanding the context and that sort of
Right.
thing. But like, there weren't a whole lot of like we tried to figure out what was on the podium when Mr. Shore was talking.
It's like
It's
they obviously covered something
CA
up.
something or other. We couldn't quite make it out. So if anybody out there has better eyes than us, which is probably most of you, you might be able to figure that out.
I got new
But
glasses.
you did, and they're
I was gonna
fancy.
say something I did notice about the podium scene is I love that he grabbed a bottle of fucking cussin, bro.
Yeah, I said, "Wish me luck."
Yeah, with
Hello,
luck.
luck.
Hello, luck.
Hello. I am into that. Hello, luck.
I was like, that was so like, oh yeah, well, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
oh,
not
yeah,
my
one
part
of the
of
things that I
gotta
did
get
bring
after
up,
it.
Now this just may be a small town Canadian thing, but Laura Moore and Hitch are both flask carriers, and Laura. He walks up to her, she's pouring something in her drink already. I'm like, that's I've honestly never seen that except for maybe at a house party type of thing, where somebody has brought their own and wanting to put something
Yeah,
extra.
you've
in.
never been to a roller derby after party.
I was gonna say, hold
Roller
on. a
derby
second.
after parties are like 90% Jello shots.
I mean, there is that, but there's also the water bottles full of white wine and the
Or vodka.
flasks or vodka.
But it's
Yeah.
like but almost the way she's doing it's like she's hiding it in a way because she's putting it in this very nondescript.
And then,
cup,
but
so-
then also kind of
Well-
throwing it in his face, being like, yeah, and the cheapest drinks in Sudbury.
Right,
Like,
right.
the fuck.
Like, I think that's
bought a soda,
exactly it.
lady.
She's like, I know it's cheaper for me to bring my own because
Yeah,
this
so
is an arena,
yeah, that's the cost of booze at the place.
That's
then.
probably yeah.
Yeah, I've actually been caught trying to sneak in a flask to Jones Beach because Jones Beach is a fucking beautiful venue that sits on the water. Like the backdrop behind the stage is water. It's great. But it's a dry fucking venue. Yeah. It's like a heavy tailgate. Everybody tailgates, and that's just the thing. But
That's
like,
the worst to me. Like, I mean, yes, you get drunk people at concerts, and sometimes they can be a real shit. But when you have people walking into the concert already fucked up, you've ruined the entire concert for everybody else.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sorry. Like,
Pretty
especially
much.
somebody like me who can't stand the whole fucking time because everybody in front of me is standing because
Yeah.
I'm disabled, and so they're gonna, not give a shit about anybody.
yeah, Jones Beach is a good sit down venue if you're like, but you're gonna be kind of high up. I saw my last show there was Bob Seger, and it was super high up, but everybody was sitting down, but it was awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, Awesome has said Hitch is like 90% of my male relatives and a not insignificant portion of my female relatives, including me.
I believe that. I believe that.
That's and a lot of that is the Irish side of things, I think. Yep.
You mean it's not anything like going into the Southern Butcher's shop the other day and then crying because he reminded me of my dad? No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Black man from the South who's talking about meat
And a very,
Whatever.
very similar voice,
with some of the same fucking expressions.
Yep. Built like it. Yeah.
Thank God he did not have the Walker nose because I would have lost it.
Yeah.
It was close, but it was not
Close,
the
yeah.
Walker nose.
Not quite.
Yeah. We all have just about the same nose. Varying sizes, but we all have the same shape. Anyway.
The Walker knows.
The Walker
nose.
It was it's
The Walker knows. Dunny knows.
one of these days, Renee, I will show you
Nose, Donnie.
pictures of my dad and his brothers and sisters, and you will go, "Oh, I see it." So
Yeah, because I've gotten good at pointing it out.
Yep.
Now. Oh,
that one looks like a Walker nose. Because it's always the nose and kind of like the shape and how you walk. It seems like, and at least with the Walker men, those are all the same.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So you got anything else before we get to our game there, Renee?
No.
right.
Are you sure?
No.
Listen.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I was thinking I forgot to plug the day of my podcast.
Well, we'll get to that.
There we go.
We'll do that at the end. That's all right.
We're
Because
doing a different version of Fuck Fight Furta now.
yeah,
I was wondering what.
so we no longer do
have
Fuck
a
Fight
series.
Furta. Now we
On-
do
on Shoresy.
on Shoresy we do a slightly different version with a different meaning. This is more of what the character deserves. Do they deserve an underwater squeezer to have the mitts dropped, or are they a healthy scratch? So, and so as like we like to do, we're going to start off with Shoresy. So, you want to go first, or do you already have an opinion, Renee?
Oh, I'm giving him a squeezer. Come on now.
All right.
Yeah, Shoresy does everything he can for this team.
Yeah, he's really putting in the work.
He's not. None of it's about himself. It's about that team and winning.
Yeah, I agree.
I love the we'll never lose again. Like
Right.
I love that.
That's right, Lobo. You tell us.
Roof. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. All right. Sanger.
Sanger didn't have a whole lot in this episode. Like, he's really awkward in the beginning because he has to pee, but then also at the end he basically jumps into a fight.
Well, he's there, at the Pitter Patter Panini.
Right.
When
learning about
Remy and Benny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give him a healthy scratch on this one just because he didn't actually do a lot himself. The jumping into the fight feels both reckless and like defending his friends, and he's not a fighter necessarily. So it makes it a little hard for me to give him a squeezer.
All right.
So I'm going to say healthy scratch.
Renee?
Scratch.
All right.
Yeah, TR nailed it. Very absent this episode. Maybe I thought about dropping the mitts because he should have been there when they came out to go pick him up.
Right.
So they shouldn't have been like
long enough for a fight to start.
Yeah, like they shouldn't have been down a man at that point. That really kind of sucked. But healthy scratch.
He should. And at the very least, before he jumped into it, he should have texted somebody
and let them know. Oh shit, the boys are in a fight.
Right. And then they could at least had other people go out. So
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't disagree with the That's awesome. Awesome says I would pay a solid dollars to see Renee give Shoresy a squeezer while taking a dump.
Something I noted. I was like, I really don't like how much of a hockey bro I look like. This is just. I never wear my hats backward. I feel so weird. I
love that you dress up for us. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Every time we see you, you're like, you like my outfit? I planned it. It's so perfect.
This is my abs. By the way, go abs. This is my abs outfit for I wear it to the bar. So, but I never wear the fucking hat.
All right, then let's move on to Nat.
Part of me wants to drop the mitts because she just won't let it. Like she puts everything on Shoresy, on Shoresy, and somehow it's all his fault. It's kind of the same way I feel about Zeke, but at least with Nat, she really, really wants this to work, and she's sure it's not going to. Like, he's starting to make her feel like maybe it will work, and that pisses her off then when it doesn't. Yeah. So, I get it. I'm still gonna shit. What do you think, Renee? I'm still actually.
No, I'm 100% with you. I'm dropping the mitts. I'm just. Really? She needs to fucking get off it, bro. Either commit to the rest of the season and just fold at the end of the season. It's obviously you're getting
it, yeah.
You're getting results.
So you're both saying mitts.
I think I'm gonna go scratch though.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely think that none of this. I don't think she's being mean or stupid or anything like that. I think she's just so.
Here's what Awesome says is kind of my view on it. She's doing her best.
Yes.
So, she's getting
Michaels. She took one for the team there. She had to look at his dick.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she's going across the board for all of us.
Yeah, I think
so.
So
I'm another thing I just don't need to talk about ever again. Anything with Michaels.
You don't want to talk about Michael's dick?
Anything about Michaels. Just Oh God, he's so cringy. I hate
Yeah,
him.
he is kind of.
All right, so let's talk about Meeg then. To me, in
Healthy
this one,
scratch. Healthy scratch.
yeah, I'm there.
Just because,
as well.
like, she just.
Isn't
I
that-
feel
she's adorable as always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she doesn't add any.
Yeah, she's a
to
supporting-
the
she just
story.
supports.
Yeah, she's supporting in this.
And I'm kind of this same way with I think with Zeeg. What do you guys like?
Zeeg for me, I would be closer to dropping the mitts because
mitts.
she's just mean.
Yeah, drop a miss. Like, all right, lady. Like, I have this thing, and people don't like it here in Denver.
Oh yeah, we haven't done Meeg yet.
Oh, we just did Meeg.
Oh right, yeah,
We're just-
you're right.
yeah,
Meeg is
but,
always
like,
cute.
I have this thing here, and like people don't like it here in Denver, where like a lot of people like to talk shit, and I'm the kind of person where I'm only going to tolerate it so much because like at what point do we go from like, hey, all right, if you're gonna keep talking shit, then we have to fight and settle this, like because this is not gonna be our lives.
That's
For
a
the
good
you know what I mean,
point.
like especially it's like if it's people I see in certain places and shit, like it's like, okay, well, what are we doing here? And I'm just so tired of Zeke shit. Like, fucking, like it's already bad enough from Nat. Like, and Nat's the fucking owner.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody should be like giving out that much shit, it's Nat, and she doesn't even dish it that hard. But what she does, she comes with fury.
That's because Zeeg is like her yes man. Like her
the
little,
way I see
you
it,
know,
Meeg is like the
good
angel,
angel.
and Zeeg is the devil.
Yeah.
So she's kind of has to process both of them.
Yeah, I got that.
So
Mitts.
I'm saying healthy scratch. You're saying
Mitts.
you're saying mitts?
Mitts.
And
I'm dropping them.
Mitts.
I'm dropping them.
All right. I'm a little bit more forgiving, I guess.
Yeah,
So
which is funny.
now
You're not in real life.
Yeah, and I got to go. JJ, I've got next, which for me, he's a scratch, healthy scratch.
JJ is definitely a healthy scratch. Although I want to know if he encouraged Lysandra or whatever.
Lysandra.
Because if he encouraged her to come to the show while knowing that what seems to be his girlfriend is there too, then that would make me closer to dropping the mitts. But we don't have much confirmation of anything from JJ in this, so healthy scratch.
I don't think Laurence Labov has much confidence in.
No, she doesn't.
In that relationship in general.
I think the reason for that is because JJ is known as a ladies' man. Like, literally,
they're all called sluts for a reason,
right? In the first episode, in the first episode, we hear that JJ wants to come to Sudbury because there's beautiful women there, and he's dated all of the starlets in Quebec. And if he's dated all the starlets in Quebec, does that mean he's dated Lysandra before? And if he wants to find someone new, why did he invite his girlfriend, or at least someone he's dating, to come out with him? Like I said this last week, it's because I feel the same way.
I wonder. I do wonder though. I mean, because we've talked about, just a little bit ago, about where he is on his processing, his potential spectrum, and maybe he doesn't see it that way. I mean, at least at this point in what we see.
Definitely.
So
I'm sure that they have different relationship styles. Like he probably would be very great as someone who was polyamorous or at least a swinger. But that needs to be an agreement that happens between you and
I
your
agree.
partner.
But I'm thinking, I'm wondering if part of him is thinking that these women just like him, and he likes having that, gives him confidence, as having these women like him. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, because you never know. You can't read him.
Any excuse?
No. What I'm saying is, I'm thinking maybe he doesn't understand something, because he appears vacant a lot of the time.
He appears vacant, sure, but he's fucking everybody, so he knows damn well he's fucking everybody.
Does he? Does he? That's the kind of I look at. I mean,
I think he does.
I can see Shoresy say, and I can look at Shoresy and say
he dates supermodels and movie stars. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying like
he's
he
not
knows
for love, but
he knows what he's doing when the girls are reaching out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what Remy said, was that like, did you see the TikTok video where she mentioned JJ?
Right,
like,
which is why I'm like,
what?
did he encourage her some way that we don't know about? Or did she just take it upon herself to show up because maybe they'd had a thing in the past and she was like, oh, I saw the fight on YouTube and you were there and it made me think of you and now I want to see you again.
Yeah.
Like that could absolutely have happened, but we don't know any of that yet. So.
Yeah. There's lots of unanswered questions in that for me. So
Lots. Same.
So I think one of you was Scratch.
With JJ?
Yeah.
Scratch. He didn't do anything that we know of in the
that we know of. Yeah, so I'm
Right.
gonna go Scratch.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what?
Farting.
You know what? I'm giving JJ a healthy squeezer too. You know what? You know why?
A healthy squeezer.
Come on now.
I'll put an asterisk in that one for you.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, if I was in that situation, I'd probably be swinging my dick everywhere as well.
Which is fine, but make the people you're sleeping with aware that they are not the only one that you're sleeping with. That's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Like if you tell them,
Solo
hey,
artist.
this is who I am, and they choose to stay, that's their choice. But if you're keeping something from them, if you're cheating on them, that is different. That is very different in my opinion. So I'm sorry.
Yes. And now I have a feeling these are all going to be the same, so I'm going to kind of mention them all at the same time. So Dolo, Goody, and Hitch, because that's about all we see of them is at the very beginning with the video,
the very beginning, and then the fight.
Scratchies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like, they're hilarious in the beginning. I think all of them are like just the opening with them sitting there and doing it's just great. But then we don't see them again until they're fighting.
Yeah.
And so that's all we get of them.
Yeah, they're doing their work. They're doing their job.
I'd give a little bonus to Hitch because he was fucking funny.
He was hilarious.
Are you and your family?
I can't do it now. I faked his laugh earlier and then I can't do it now.
You nailed it earlier too.
I did. It was amazing.
Awesome. Awesome squeezers all around.
Good on you.
For the sluts.
Fucking loves a slut, huh?
Yeah.
On a Sudbury Saturday night or a Saturday Sudbury
Sudbury night.
So what about Big Mo? Big Mo.
Big Mo is so sweet.
Yeah.
He is.
Owner-operator
of Tim Hortons. He's got a beautiful, smart daughter that he is raising to stand her ground and not put up with shit.
That's what's up.
Right. That's what's up. Like, she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, tell him. And she says, and he's like, that's what, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. That is what's up. Like, that's great. At first I was like, what is he doing? Oh, no, that's actually a really smart way to teach her. Yeah. You tell him what's up and it's your voice that he needs to hear.
Yeah.
Hear what's up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Big
now,
Mo.
We've talked a lot about him. We have not. Any of us said what we want, what we think he deserves. Does he deserve a squeezer? Or I mean, he doesn't need a fight. I don't think.
No.
So,
no.
Is he a squeezer or a scratch?
I give him a squeezer.
Yeah, I think so.
I loved his character. I really did. I really loved that. That was such a weird twist. Again, black brother, black sister. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Black brother, Asian sister, black sister.
Yeah, like Shoresy's got like, I never saw this coming.
No.
So yeah,
and
Big Mo,
I'm
Big
not
Mo.
surprised about
and a gay dad.
Especially like having
no. Well, I don't know. I mean, Scott Thompson is gay.
Right,
So.
right. But no, so there are so many things about that the representation of that family that are fantastic. I'm glad they didn't go so far as to have him be openly gay or something like that, because foster families, like when you are a foster parent for a long time, you are going to have kids of every race and every ability. Like I would have liked to see maybe somebody with some kind of, we know that they are disabled in some way and they were still that, because that's a huge chunk of foster kids are disabled because people don't adopt them.
Yeah.
I almost want to say you want to see more black kids because the majority are black and brown kids of color. A little surprising, honestly, to have the smart, quiet Asian one be a foster kid when I feel like in real life that probably would not have been such an issue. But anyway, But I like how they made it feel like every one of these kids is very different, but together they still were a family, and they were still a good family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm giving Mo a squeezer.
So
and Carrie, let's be honest.
Carrie gets a squeezer.
Carrie
Yeah.
gets a finger.
Finger bang.
Yeah.
What was it? Shooting fingers?
I think he said rocketing fingers.
Rocketing fingers?
Like rocketing fingers at each other. Sister wives.
Yeah, and free too. Yeah, I'm gonna say
digits.
squeezers all around for the Foster family because they were all like, first of all, they all put up with Shoresy.
So Free is also getting a squeezer.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
And Mr. Shore.
Sure.
All right.
Oh yeah.
He took on all those kids. I hope he did not call his kids fat and dumb and, you know, like make fun of them that hard when they were younger. I love the taking the piss out of you, but
I mean, I would imagine he said, well, yeah, I'm fat too. So
right. I can absolutely see
firing
that.
digits up each other. That's what
Firing
it is.
digits. Nice.
Firing the digits. Yeah. So now that we've got through the Shore family, how about Laurence Leboeuf?
Mm.
You know, I'm giving her a squeezer for sure.
We're
Redhead,
sweet.
blue eyes, honey.
We're squeezing.
Yeah.
We're squeezing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
I know this one.
Michaels.
Go ahead, Renee. Tell us how you really feel.
I want to drop the mid so hard.
but he's your new Tendy. And
You can still fight with your Tendy.
We're still fighting. We're
I'm
still
dropping the meds
fighting.
too. He's annoying as fuck, and he needs to
Oh my
understand that
God.
you
Fucking
can't
give your
communicate with
fucking
adults
balls
that
a tug.
way and make it work.
yeah.
Tit fucker.
I can't disagree. All right. I'm sure we're gonna
Awesome.
I'm with you, awesome.
Yeah. Awesome
I will do
squeezing.
anything Laurence wants. Yeah.
She's so pretty and so sweet, and like
Good Lord.
She's
I
so
love
sweet.
the way she defends JJ. I love like she wants a relationship with that man. She is into it. She's like, I really, really like this person, and I'm going to defend him, and I'm going to be there for him, and I'm going to support him. Like, that is obviously coming from her point of view. That's why I feel like they're not on the same page, or he is not communicating to her, because it to me feels like she thinks she's in a relationship, and he may not think that. So.
Yeah. So, why should I fight Michaels like a man when I can slap him like a bitch?
Nice.
I agree wholeheartedly. On
Yeah,
that.
he's got a backhand for me. Like that's when I really don't like you, that's what you got to look out for. That backhand's coming.
Yep.
Dean's favorite.
Laura Moore.
I like her. I feel like I would want to sit down and have a beer with her and just hang out. Like every time she and Shoresy chirp with each other, I'm like, I love that they're kind of half flirting, or that she's kind of half flirting with him back.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it never happens, I just like I love watching her just like, thank you for appreciating me. I'm never gonna date you, but oh my god, I will totally take.
Oh my
this.
god! Oh my god!
Oh my
so
god!
dumb.
So dumb.
Oh hey,
So,
Laura.
Yeah, squeezer.
I'm dropping.
Dean was like, that's totally me.
Oh yeah.
I'm dropping mitts because I wanted to give fucking my man a shot, man. Like he's over here bringing out Caribbean food,
she has a
Japanese
policy.
food.
She doesn't date sluts.
She does not date sluts. She's got a kid.
I kind of half wonder if that kid is from a former slut.
I would not be surprised.
Probably.
It would make a lot of sense.
I mean,
she has that role.
I respect her opinion and her standards, but you got your date. And, you're here to stay. And but yeah, man, like they would make such cute babies.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kiso would make cute babies with almost anybody, but
I mean, we're talking about Shoresy. Number 69.
Shoresy.
Sure.
The kid would come out missing a tooth.
At least.
The kid's first words would be "yeso."
Or tit fucker.
Tit fucker.
Tit fucker.
Shut up, big sexy.
No, he pointed at himself. Tit sucker. Tit sucker. It's feeding time, Mom.
Yeah.
So he's getting Laura's getting 2 squeezers and the mitts dropped. All right.
Yep.
And we're gonna finish off because these are one person.
You're so fantastic.
Remy and Benny. Where are we with Remy and Benny?
Oh, these squeezers. I love those fucking characters.
Yeah.
It was so.
They're funny. They're into it.
It's so dumb, so silly. I didn't even mean it in the fucking Shoresy way. It was just so dumb in the fucking best way. Like it was. It's what I love about having the dicks in How Are You Now? I'm sorry, in Letterkenny.
Just Letterkenny. Just change your name now.
Yeah, might as well. We'll sell the rights. I swear, we got a price.
Totally.
It's so silly, and it made the episode for me. It really just like brought it all together, like between the seriousness of the fights and JJ waving his dick around. Like then we just have these two fucking French Quebecois fucking exactly
Muppets.
They are the Statler. They're the Quebecois Statler and Waldorf.
Thank you.
Oh no! Don't do that!
No.
Pater
Panini's like it was just
the Peter Patter Panini. I'm sorry, that is my favorite line in the whole thing. Peter Patter Panini.
Yeah, I think if we do not make a trip out there in the next year or so to like do a live episode from Pepe Panini?
Pepe Panini.
Pepe Panini.
Like if we come on, what are we doing if we don't do that? That Awesome's come on. She's got to come out.
How Are You Now? Family reunion in Quebec.
Yeah.
Or in Sudbury.
In Sudbury.
The How Are You Now house family reunion.
I like it.
We could rent out that same rec hall or whatever it was.
I am sure they would love the business.
We can find out what that fucking podium says. All right, so that's all I've got. Did I miss anybody? I mean, I know I missed a couple, but they're kids, so
yeah, no, we're not. We're not adding kids.
No, I'm not squeezing the kids. Sorry.
Nope. No.
All right.
There will never be Corey and Liam. There will never be any of the kids. So, and mostly they have to have had some form of speaking or some real action in the. I mean, because they all the sluts did have a line or
JJ did not.
JJ did. He said he had to go piss.
Oh right, he had to
that was his line.
Awesome's in.
Awesome's in. She says book the Airbnb and she's there.
Last time I was in was it Airbnb? That's great. Last time I was in Canada, that's what I use, Airbnb.
So Tiara said,
I got to pull a JJ, so let's wrap it up.
So we're going to wrap it up here. So any final thoughts before we go? And also, Rene, give your plugs real quick.
Yeah.
No, like I said, that was a great, I really thought this was one of the most versatile episodes, in my opinion, where it's like a lot, also a lot going on, nothing going on. It was a great balance. We learned a lot. We wasted a lot of time saying Panini too much.
Panini.
But yeah, that was the other thing. Wednesday, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube or Facebook. Check out Perfectly Misfit. I really appreciate it. This week's episode, we have a literal rock star coming on the fucking show. He just finished. So cool. His last tour was with Papa Roach. Like, I love that. Like, you get your oldies coming back with like the newer bands as well, getting to open for them. It's fucking dope. But yeah, Perfectly Misfit on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah. And I'm going to remind everybody again before we go to go over to disputedpod.com/ting, TING, Kiddo, KIDDO. Which
was my episode.
Yep.
Now you can see my buckets of empty weed.
So yeah, go check that out and vote for us, please. We need 10 more votes. This all depends on you guys.
I will yell at people over the next 48 hours to get that done. We'll get those 10 votes in.
So Rene, thank you so much. Next week, season 1, episode 5. Hockey brings people together with a brand new guest, Amy. She was one of the fine folks who this season bought some of our merch, and very excited to have some new folks on. So that's going to be a lot of fun. You got anything else you want to talk about, babe?
No, I'm good.
Where can you find your merch? You guys got new merch? You got new merch?
We don't have new merch for Shoresy.
I mean, you got the How Are You Now stuff still.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make that Nirvana aqua dump.
No.
Did you see that I made? I made a
I saw that.
I made an album cover.
No.
I'm not gonna. It's out on Twitter, but it's
No.
it's a pool of water with
Thank you.
with a dump sitting with.
And
a,
he
a
made it
turd.
before the episode aired, so
But it says instead of Nirvana,
Shoresy.
never mind. It says
Aquadump.
Shoresy Aquadump. So
I'd buy one of those.
on that note,
something I'm very proud of. All right, folks. So we will see you again next week, and I will Renee, hang on for a sec, and I'm gonna get our outro going. So see y'all next week.
bye.
Thanks so much for putting your bums in our seats today. We really appreciate it. We're so grateful to our longtime Letterkenny fans for being with us this far, and we're also very grateful for any new folks who've chosen to join us. If you have any questions or comments, please send us an email to hosts@howareyouNowPod.com or howareyouNowPod@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on Twitter @howareyouNowPod. We'd love to hear from you. We want to give a big shout out to our pals over at Light the Lamp for providing our intro and outro music for the show. The intro tune is For the Win, and the outro tune is Miracle. You can find Light the Lamp on Bandcamp, Twitter, and Instagram. Please go check them out. Their links will be in our show notes. And, as we like to say,
Shut the fuck up, Sanguinette.